What's up? It's Shelby recording from the mothership with Summer Rewind Series 104. Today's episode is with Allison Mercer, who is gearing up to race Tunnel Hill 50 miler this weekend. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, do so now. Thank you for subscribing and welcome back. Allison Mercer, also known as One Woman Dance Party on Instagram, is the voice behind the fastest known time Instagram and a really fast runner. We talk about her victory at Strolling Gym and a bunch of ramblings about FKTs and running. I had to cut this video down quite a bit because we just chatted straight for an hour and it was awesome. So yeah, this was me meeting up with Allison in one of her local parks outside of Atlanta, Georgia. Really beautiful place to run. It was a gorgeous day and I'm excited to share it with you. So let's rewind. I'm in Georgia. Where in Georgia am I?
We are in Kennesaw, right outside, about 30 minutes north of Atlanta. You're at Kennesaw Mountain National Battlefield, where you had the Confederate, the Civil War going on, and so lots of history going on. We'll pass by a lot of cannons where a lot of battles took place, a lot of signs, history all over. Welcome to the South.
Woo! And I am with Allison Mercer. I'm so stoked to be able to call you my friend and just a true badass in the running community. A lot of neat behind the scenes stuff. What do you do, Allison?
Oh yeah, well, by day I work for Amazon as a project manager. By night I help manage the fastest known time website where we connected. I do the social media, the newsletter, answer questions, and just, keep an eye on what's going on in all of the world of trail and road running.
That's gotta be wild. I mean, when we met, I was starting to obsess over the Backbone FKT, and it was 2020, coming out of 2020, and I know FKT saw a huge surge of energy through the pandemic. Can you elaborate on that?
Oh, for sure. When races started to cancel, people wanted a challenge. They still wanted to get after it and really, keep their training going. No one knew how long races were going to be canceled. And let's be honest, all over the world, there are so many iconic trails and routes. Why not go after some bucket list items like, Arizona Trail, Long Trail, Pacific Crest Trail, Pennine Way, Bob Graham, everywhere.
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
So many. So it's so little time.
And there's more that I feel like can be made too. What's the guidelines for making your own FKT route?
Well, I think the biggest thing is what would make it appealing to anyone to do. Doing something around your neighborhood may not be appealing for anyone else. But when you're connecting to iconic, peaks or a whole trail that's in Costa Rica, that's cool. And I also think you really have to do your homework with FKTs and have a certain passion for it. I love the stories behind it where someone does it because you grew up on the trail. It has a special meaning, or why you're doing it. If you're doing it for a cause, you're doing it to challenge yourself. It's not like you're like, oh, that's a slow time, I'm gonna go after it. It's like, all right, this has some kind of emotional sentiment. So if you are in a low point, you have that why that's keeping you going.
What are the future plans for fastest known time?
I mean, I think there's a lot of groups kind of expanding it overseas, and also women who FKT. Like going back, I'm once again very biased, but I just want to see it growing from a female perspective of having women kind of going out and being like, hey, I can go out and do this.
Yeah.
I can go out and crush it. And I think they've
And
done
probably
such a good
even
job.
beat some of the guys' times.
100%. You know, and that was like the most rewarding experience is seeing women getting overall FKT.
All right, we're venturing into this Sunset neighborhood. So totally failed at communication with Allison. I was like, all right, Jason needs a mountain bike trail, but didn't really say it correctly. So we were gonna run on some trails, but we were not gonna break the rules and let a mountain bike go on a trail that doesn't allow mountain bikes. So we are exploring the outskirts of this park.
It's more like a trick-or-treating recon route, right?
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Dude.
I'm like, these houses probably give out like candy bars, not like, you know, baby carrots or whatever.
I don't know, some of them might have. Well, we're in the South, so we're not in LA anymore. So
Yeah.
no vegan Halloween candy here. Okay.
There's no gluten-free, paleo.
It's a real deal in this neighborhood. I can feel it. So,
But
you just crushed Strolling Jim.
oh yeah, that little thing.
Tell me, like, I don't know too much about that race. I know it's iconic. Like, give it to me.
Yeah, no, it's been going on for 45 years, named after a horse because since it's run on the first Saturday in May, just like the Kentucky Derby, back then Laz decided to start a race. Lazarus Lake from Barkley fame, that little race, you know, decided to do a longer race because Atlanta Track Club did one, but he didn't see too many in the South. So he started it, and I mean, when you look back in the history books of that race, you see David Goggins, you see so many runners that have really, you know, brace that course hard or gotten chewed up because it's 41 miles on road in about 20 minutes outside of Nashville, Tennessee. But it's no joke because it's funny, you say there's 3 hills, except those hills are literally like this. And they come at 10 miles, 20 miles, and 26 miles into the race. So,
oh wow.
And once again, it's in the South in May, so it's 80 degrees, and like this, you have no reprieve. It's not like you're in the shade like you are in the trail.
Yeah.
You are really exposed, especially in the last 10 miles. So, you know, it's got its challenges, not only just doing the race, but you're exposed to the elements and you really have to be strategic.
Yeah, so walk me through your strategy. Were you taking breaks at aid stations, or imagine you're moving pretty quickly?
So that's the thing also about this race is there's aid stations, but they just have jugs of water.
Nice.
It's not like it's, you know, a gourmet spread like you had at Cocodona.
So it's not the Satisfy Sane Ranch setup.
No, there's no white couches. You don't have, you know, fans and grapes and everything else. And also, you know, like the typical race, you see flags, road races, there's cones, you have a police escort, you have a bike, you know, kind of guiding you. Oh no, here we have spray paint, and that tells you where you're going. So if you miss a spray paint arrow, you're tacking on some miles.
Yeah.
So, so what we did is we drove the course ahead of time, just so we knew what we were up against, because once again, the other element is it's not closed. So you're having cars going back and forth.
Yeah.
So it really gives you really have to know it. And then this year, Ben and I were supposed to do it together, but he had some injuries where he was just like, listen, I'll just crew you.
Good husband.
Yeah, so, you know, we had it down pat where every 5 miles, him and his parents would just give me a bottle, you know,
Sweet,
check on me,
So there's
spray me.
There's no like specific crew. You get to kind of
No.
tell your crew how to take care of you.
Oh, no.
Car back.
Yep.
That's cool.
So it was awesome that we were able to just like have that. And like his parents crewed me last year. So they knew the rhythm of where to drop off, where the big hills were.
Nice.
And it was great. You know, I think there's something to say about doing a course for a second time where you know, all right, don't go too crazy, you know. Of course, you know, the first mile I see 6:30 and I'm like, no, what are you doing?
You have to be confident in your own plan.
Oh, yeah.
I think that is really what it comes down to. It's like, you knew what worked for you on this course, and you can't let any Joe Schmo or Julie Schmo, I don't know.
Just Josette.
Yeah,
Josette
Schmo. You can't let them dictate your race.
Yeah. And so by mile 20, one guy had DNF'd, and then by mile 35, I picked off the other guy, and then at mile 39, I got the other guy. And it was funny because the last guy, I picked off Joe. Speaking of Joe's, we ran like the first 10 miles with. He's a good friend, and I really wanted him to do well. And he went ahead, and I was just like, you are a beast, like you dominate, like go do you. Like it was nice that he started off pretty conservative, where he was just like, la la la. And I was like, how? And then by mile 36, 37, Ben was like, Joe's only 90 seconds ahead of you. I was just like, uh-oh. Because, like I said, between the hills and the heat, you know, you don't do it right. When you get to the running part, you're done.
Can't race, yeah.
No. And it was funny because I decided to play music along just to keep me motivated and everything. And it was just like, it's called my Atlanta Rap Mix. And my friend Pete made it back in like 2017 before the Super Bowl. And it was just like an ode to Atlanta. And someone that's being from Atlanta, having a lot of Atlanta pride and a lot of Atlanta sports like let down, you know, it was just great motivating.
That's great.
I also have listened to the mix so many times that I know, all right, the song's coming in around 40 minutes. All right, where am I at? But
so you don't have it on shuffle, you have it on straight playthrough.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and wow.
It's about 3 hours long.
Nice.
So I'm like, there's no mixing up. It's just straight through. And it was also, I didn't want to psych myself out with knowing split. So I didn't even look at my watch till the marathon this year. And I looked down and I'm like, it was like 3:04 and I'm like, what the, like, how did I get, you know, like.
This playlist is working.
Yeah. And then I got to the 50K in about 3:40 and I was just like, heck yeah, like, what? I'm doing it, like, and it was, you know, it was just like, I am fit, like, believe in your training, because I was just thinking back of, you know, doing 3 hours around here, just like going up to the Appalachian Trail, doing, you know, 20-mile runs around there, and thinking, I can do this, like.
Yeah. Sounds like Atlanta has a good booming run culture.
Oh, definitely. And I help co-lead a group called Trail Sisters, which is women only, trying to get women to be more comfortable on trail. So
That's
It's been a great experience helping, you know, have women have the same shared experience I do when on the trails without worried about getting lost, rolling an ankle, you know, all the things that may prevent you from coming on the trails.
All right, we ditched Jason. We're on the trail now. The trail that doesn't allow mountain bikes.
My bad.
Thank you so much for watching this Summer Rewind series with Allison Mercer. I am so excited to watch her smash it at the Tunnel Hill 50-miler this weekend. I know a little bit about this race. I did the 100-miler last year. It is fast and flat, baby. If you're looking for a runner to follow, Allison's your girl. I'm putting my money on her for this weekend. It's gonna be a great race. Until our trails cross again, Shelbs F, signing out.
And female domination.
Female domination.